there, and then Alan moved up here to Covelo and started a garden on the other side of the valley. So that was the connection. That's what got me up here. That was like 72. And then I moved on to this property and just was as a caretaker, just used part of it for a number of years, and then eventually were able to obtain ownership. 5 people, 6 people, hopefully for the whole season, which is March through November. We start planting in March. We start delivering produce to members in May, and for 30 weeks on through Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
And we're entirely a community-based farm. We don't go to farmers markets or sell wholesale or retail. It's all
for the members.
Our members, and our members take on a split of the operating costs of the farm. So they're not actually buying vegetables, they're actually operating the farm with us as co-producers, kind of. And then all of the food that's grown goes to them. We try to plan it to meet their needs as fully as possible, not have too much, but have enough. And,
where do members mostly live? Are they near here?
Well, we've got about 20 members in Covelo. We've got 30 in Willits, next town out, and we've got 55 in Ukiah. And that's Tuesday's harvest. So vegetable growing, it's twice a week you harvest, you know. And then Friday's harvest goes to San Francisco Bay Area, where we have about 80 members, or 100 actually, more like 100 there. They share the share down there. They split it themselves. And they're involved in the distribution down there. They take on a lot of that work.
Excellent.
So, you know, it's not a consumer CSA, pick up your box and run anonymously.
You have to be involved.
It's a participatory CSA. So there's a certain level of commitment and involvement.
Excellent.
But that's good because, you know, and then we have field days a couple of times a year. They're invited to the farm. They're welcome to come and harvest with us if they want during harvest days. So the farm is open to members.
So they're a bit more aware of the risk and things, I suppose.
And we meet with them a couple of times a year in the Bay Area. The first delivery in May, we always have a general meeting, try to get everybody to it, and we talk about any of those kinds of issues. And we have a core group of about 6 people that if there's issues facing the farm or, you know, decisions about distribution or even monetary issues, then we can bring that up, and our core group helps us decide that. So it's kind of like an informal board. This is what they got on Tuesday. So, you know, we just we put it up on the shelf here in baskets lined with wet burlap, and it's ready at noon, and then anytime from noon on they just walk in and go down the list and take what is on the list. And then similar amounts we box up, put it in the cool room, and then load at 2, and Gloria drives to Willits, meets people at one of our members' houses there, and then on down to Ukiah meets the 55 members there at another member's house in Ukiah.
Eggplants?
And there was a lot of eggplant this week.
Order plants in different shapes.
We have extras there. People took some of it, so that's cool.
30 weeks, is that you get snow here? And
we do get snow in the winter 2 or 3 times, usually on the valley floor. It's on the mountains all the time. And it's like on clear weather stretches, it'll be 20s, low 20s in the mornings and here until 10, 11, 12 o'clock.
So that 30 weeks is your growing period?
Pretty much, yeah. It would be hard for us to go through the winter. We'd have to use greenhouses, and plus we really need to rest for a couple of months and regain our energy, you know, because it's pretty intense during the growing season.
I bet.
Yeah, we start at 6, so we go eat lunch at 1. This time of year we're breaking for a couple hours after lunch because it's been too hot. We were in the hundreds until last week.
We're probably about the bad time. But thinking really about and getting really good food for you, and I think you can make a little bit of money.
We make a living. We've Gloria and I have raised our 3 sons who are adult now, still live on the farm but have their own businesses. And so
Want to say hi?
Yeah, this is Laura and Pete. So this is one of the main teams we use, and then we have 2 other teams that are in the pasture.
Oh, wow.
So, oh yeah, we plow, we disc, we set up all the ground for 4 acres of vegetables with these guys. They're in harness, 4 or 5 days a week.
Oh, okay.
Working. I dug potatoes with them just a few minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're parked for a little bit until I have to move a harrow here in a minute with them. So yeah, I mean, we couldn't function without them. The farm is to be as much solar energy based as possible, so we're trying to use as little fossil energy as we can. So the horses for tillage, and then we have 18 kilowatts of photovoltaic electricity, and that's mostly on the water pumping.
Okay.
So, that's our goal. We're not there 100% yet, but we're pretty far along. That's Sonora wheat, which is an older variety of wheat that used to be the main commercial wheat in California until early 1900s. But it has a really good flavor. And my son is a baker. We have a wood-fired oven up there. He can do about 30 loaves at a bake. And so a year ago he was baking for our members, and this was the kind of wheat he was using.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty popular. We decided we would put in some of our own. We had a dry January, so it was easy to get the ground worked. And so we got a crop out of it, and there's also one of the barrels is rye. We did rye bread too. So this corral here is our animals are out in pasture right now mostly, so the corral is empty.
Yeah.
But they all come in the evening,
Yeah.
and then they manure in the corral.
Yeah.
And then 3 mornings of the week we come out with wheelbarrows and we load it all up, and we take it out to the compost yard, and we bring in straw and weeds and whatever organic matter we can get out of the farm, and we build compost. And so we create about 40 tons of compost a year.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we use for keeping our vegetable fields fertile for production.
Yep.
And we don't buy compost at all.
No.
We create it all out of the farm. We are a biodynamic farm.
Oh, yep.
I don't know if you know much about biodynamics, but one of the basic concepts is creating your inputs for your farming, create it all out of your farm organism. It's much healthier, it's better material, and we do all of the corn manure, silica, and the compost preparations get put in the compost pile. I just figure if we can get our organic material from the farm into a good composting process, and we can put the preps in it, that's,
and you're making good
we're doing good.
Yeah.
Well, we've been growing vegetables on these fields for 35 years, and they're still producing well.
Yeah, and with your
And I'm
animals,
not seeing,
you haven't needed to bring in.
particular sign of,
Disease and
disease or weakness. So
tillage is looking.
I think it's a slow build-up of fertility, but I think that's good. It's balanced.
Yep.
And taste and quality of the food is really good. Keeping life is good. You can see some of the other horses down the lane out there through the gate. That's irrigated clover, mostly red clover. And so that's irrigated forage. So we mow that and make hay out of it like 4 times over the summer, or 5 times. And then we store it in the barn, and then we have some higher quality legume hay for we have a couple of dairy cows for our own milk, and also for the horses when they're working. It's good if they have a higher quality hay. In a farm that's learning, we've tried to use the farm as an educational opportunity for people. So we rotate chores. So somebody will have putting the animals in and out. Somebody will have milking the cows. Right now I'm training one of the apprentices for driving the horses and doing field work. And so those things rotate through, for about a 2-month period or so. And then whoever is doing the animal chores, of course, sees them every day and is supposed to be tracking for any kind of issues health-wise.
Make sure they feed them well.
Yeah, and then we have a Monday morning meeting where we all sit together, go through an agenda, communications outline of the week's work according to the days, and then one of the agenda items is animal feeding, and so whoever's doing that chores checks in on quantities and
Yeah.
if there's any adjustments or if there's animals that are going to be held for slaughtering or whatever, you know. So we work all that out. And I don't know, you probably can't see them right now very well, but in the other field out here is the cow herd. They're the mama cows
Yeah.
and the calves from this year